Hello Stampers, thank you for joining Becky's Stampin' Daily. Today we're going to make a Halloween card. This is the card we're going to make, which was not my original design. I did see it online, I don't remember where, and I just loved it. I did change a few things up, but this is the card we're going to make. We're using the Scary Cute bundle. We're going to be using this stamp set and this stamp set. Everything else is dies. Scary Silhouettes dies come with in the bundle. We're using color and contour to do these smoky gray dots on here. And we're using the deckled rectangular dies for these squares. These rectangles, excuse me. So what you're going to need for this card, I got bats everywhere. You're going to need a piece of Daffodil Delight that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need a piece of the black and white designer series paper that is 4 1/4 by 5 3/8. This will go on top of here. You're going to need some basic white scraps to cut these three things out, and for your banner. You're going to need some basic black cardstock to cut out your house and the bats. And you're going to need a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock to cut out your moon. Okay? So, we're using the dies we're using today. This is the deckled rectangular dies. We're using this for the greeting, which comes in the dies, and we're using this die for the house, which comes in the die set, and then we have the die for the moon and all the little bats. I think I covered everything. Let me put these back so they don't walk off. We'll be using smoky slate for this background, and we're going to be using Memento Black for the little trick-or-treaters. The only thing we're really stamping is the greeting and the trick-or-treaters. I'm going to use the Stamparatus for this because I want the trick-or-treaters as dark as I can get them. And the easiest way to do that is use your Stamparatus because you can go over it and over it. I'm going to put me a stamp pad here to hold this up. So we're going to ink them up. I think I 2 times did it, I think, to get it as black as I wanted it. That looks black until you stamp it, and then it's got areas in it where it's not as black. See? I'm going to do it one more time. You can still see some little places in there. Perfect. Yay. Okay. That is the best way to get this done. Okay, I'll set this over here. Then you're going to take the little trick-or-treaters and you're going to cut them out with the decal die. deckled rectangular dies, which I've already done. So this is ready for the card. You're going to stamp your greeting on some basic white. You can choose any greeting you want, but I chose the Halloween Happiness. And you're going to cut it out with this die, which is included in the bundle. And let's see, you're going to cut the house out in black. You're going to cut the bats out in black and the moon out in Daffodil Delight. And we're going to take some smoky slate and we're going to put some dots on this with the color and contour die. I already did the trick-or-treaters. I was trying to decide if I wanted to stamp it off or stamp it full strength, and I ended up using it full strength and they're stamped off, but it'll be okay. Okay, now what we have to do is put it together. Keep finding bats everywhere, all over the floor. Okay, where's my Stampin' seal? Here it is. Okay, we're going to put this on your Daffodil Delight. There you go. And then these are put on with dimensionals. So let's put this stuff on them before. Let's put the moon on here. Actually, I put the moon on with a dimensional. I just noticed that. Remember, I cut it in half. I took one of the small ones and I cut it in half. Now, I got glue on my hands and it's sticking to everything. There you go. So this is going to go up here in the corner like that. And then the small tiny bat, I'm going to put some glue on his wing and kind of in the center. Put him on here. Okay, the big bat I put on with glue dots. Oh, I can't ever find anything when I'm looking for it. I'll put a glue dot on each wing. Fits perfect. Okay. He's going to go right here. And then the other tiny bat I put on with Tombow. Okay, that one's ready. The kids are ready. So let's do the house. We need the house and another medium-sized bat. Nope, we need another small bat. Yes, a small bat. I gotta get this glue off my fingers. Yep, small bat. Now on the house, I tried to just cut a square and put behind the windows for light, but it was a lot of trimming with an X-Acto knife. So what I ended up doing, I'm sure you can probably think of your own way, but this worked really good for me, so that's what I did. I took this punch here, but it's been retired forever, and I cut out 3 circles of Daffodil Delight. That glue is driving me crazy. And I put one behind here, like so, with just a little Tombow for now. Plus you can turn it over and move it around and make sure you got all the windows covered. See, that needs to come down. There we go. So that's perfect for those 2. Then I took another one and I put it over here. I hope I'm in the screen. I can't tell. Put it over here for this one. There you go. Pretty easy. And then for the last window, I cut the circle in half. You only need half of it. Really not even half of it. Put that over here. Much easier than trying to align something else up. Believe me, I tried on the other card I made. So that's how easy that is. This is put on with dimensionals. I think I used the big ones. No, I used the small ones. That's what I get for thinking. Every time I get ready to do a video, I say I'm going to put these dimensionals on ahead of time, and then all I have to do is peel them off. And I always forget, because it is pretty time consuming. Okay. Wow. Okay, you got to save room for this greeting, so you want to put this, and you got to have a bat in here too. There he is. I'm assuming these are all boys. So this is going to go. That works. And we'll glue up our bat. A little of that Tombow goes a long way. Okay. Now this we're going to put on with, oh no. I do this almost on every card. I forgot to put the ribbon on there. I'm going to pry that up and put that ribbon on there. I just thought about it because I was fixing to tell you why I did this in glue dots, and it was because of the ribbon. I don't know how many times I do this. I needed that ribbon right out here. We're using this, I gotta get the English side, metallic mesh ribbon to put down beside here. Wow. I did that today on another card. I don't know why. I can't remember to put my ribbon on before I glue it down. And I actually use tear and tape, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that now. Well, maybe I can, because it seems to hold it better than just Stampin' Seal. It has been raining here nonstop for 2 days. We had the North Carolina Apple Festival this weekend, and we were supposed to have the parade today. My granddaughter was going to be in it on the dancing float, and everything down there was flooded and getting worse, so they canceled it. It was the 76th year of the Apple Festival, and I think it's the first time the parade's ever been canceled, but don't quote me on that. Uh-oh. It's so much easier to do when you do it the right way. Ahead of time. I'm probably going to have to glue dot that down. This is just weird doing it backwards. I love this ribbon. I've used it. It was in the holiday catalog last year for Valentine's. Geez, Halloween. And I didn't get it. I didn't really care for it. And then I started seeing all these cute cards with it. And when they carried it over, I snatched it up because this is going to be harder to get tight. So this is what you do if you forget to put your ribbon on. Problem solved. Got a little glue, excuse me, glue there. Well, that actually worked. Thank goodness. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to start spacing these out. You want them to go over on to the ribbon a little bit. What I did was I put the top one and the bottom one, I still got glue all over my hands, the top one and the bottom one, and then I did the middle one. There you go. That's going to be good enough. Is there anything else I forgot? Okay, now what I was going to say was I put this on with glue dots because number one, the dimensionals don't stick it to this mesh ribbon, it pops up. And this is going to be on dimensionals. So if you put dimensionals under this one, it's going to be raised up really big. So let's get dimensionals on these. And I'm going to use the big ones on this. Wow, 2 came up at once. I'm stuck to my fingernail. Okay. I had a hard time choosing between this set and the one with the witch hat. But there's just something about silhouettes. Plus it has that fairy, which I did a card today for my granddaughter with this little fairy, and I thought you could use that for the tooth fairy. Lots of other things. Okay, so let's do the bottom first with the kiddos. This is a card I made for my granddaughter today. I'm going to have to do a video of it. She loves fairies, so I thought she might like that. Oh, man. Sometimes your fingers work and sometimes they don't. Okay, let's put this about that far from the bottom and about that far over. Next one is the moon and the bats. I've done a lot of pumpkin cards and some cards with the soft seedlings, which is a wonderful set. But I didn't do any Halloween cards till yesterday. It's going to be Christmas before we know it. Okay, and then you're going to center this in between these two. It gets a little crooked. I don't know if it's crooked or it's just my eyes. I think this one's crooked. Let's see if I can move it a little. Now this one looks crooked. Maybe I should have done this video tomorrow. I'm going to have to put something under there now because I pried it up. Okay, next thing is the greeting, which goes here with glue dots. Okay, I'm going to put this right here. Perfect. Love it. That's going to bug me. There we go. Now I'm happy. Okay, and we also, we're going to use the classic matte dots that are in the annual catalog, but I forgot to order them. So I'm using these retired dots. The classic matte came in black, gray, basic white, and very vanilla. And I'm just using these ones I don't know how many Halloweens ago these came from. It had these dots and it had some crows on it and some other stuff. But you can order the classic matte dots if you want to recreate this card. Or you may already have them. You can see the difference where well, you really can't. Stamped off and didn't stamp off. Didn't show up as much as I thought it would. I think that smoky slates needs to be re-inked. Okay, that's it. Got her done. I want to thank you again for joining me today. And this is my blogspot, stampindaily.blogspot.com. And beckyburkowski.stampinup.net is where you go if you want to place an order. I will be putting this card on my blog tomorrow, and it will have all the list of all the supplies. It will look like this, and all the dimensions. There wasn't any dimensions on this one because it was mainly scraps. And I want to thank you again, and I hope to see you soon.